So I've had this path running through my survival world for a while now, and it's just this really long path that winds around the mountain going through to a village, and it just kinda sucks. Like, there's a big section of it that runs through the snow, and that's what this section is here, and I'm forever having to scrape the snow off the path. It just is really bad. It's also a super long path as well, and it takes forever to get to the village. And I've been thinking for a while now of ways that I can improve it, and then I remembered that with the create mod, which is one of the mods that I have on here, you can have train systems, and that got me thinking, and now I just really want to build a train system running through. I mean, as you can see, it's nothing special. It's just a single one block path going through the entire way. Most of it's not even lit. The only part that's lit is the part in the snow, so that then I have some sort of resemblance of where the path is when it gets snowed over. While I'm at this village anyway, I might as well dump this load of crops that I have off, and then also try and scope out some sort of location where I'm going to build the train station that's going to go on this side. Man, where are all of the farmers? They're all just disappeared. Oh, there he is. That's a bit of a rare occurrence at this level. Gotta level up on the level Z mod. Don't know what I want to put the point into though, whether I want to put it into farming, so that I can start unlocking the diamond farming tools, whether I want to put it into like archery and start dealing with damage with bows. I think I'm going to put it into the farming though, because I'm really missing not having a diamond axe. Yeah, here we go. Here's another one of the farm plots. At some point as well, I want to start getting into these quest boards. I think it would just be a bit of a fun little side quest thing that I could be doing just to slow down game progress even further. Something I'm also curious about is with the weaponsmiths, because one of the mods on here that I have gives you these rarities on crafted weapons. Like here you can see I've got all these uncommon tools, and then I got like my epic diamond sword and epic bow. So I just wonder, when you buy the stuff from the weaponsmith, what rarity it would be, and whether it's going to be guaranteed to be the same one every time. And I'm not sure whether I just want to invest in buying an iron axe. Like, it's only 3 emeralds, but then that locks this weaponsmith out of something else that he could possibly be doing. Or like this villager more specifically than him being a weaponsmith. My curiosity got the better of me, I had to do it. So, I bought one, it's an uncommon, but if I buy another, is it also going to be uncommon? No, so they are truly randomized. That kind of sucks, because I was kind of hoping that it would be guaranteed to always be the same one, because then that way I would have a decent source of getting legendary diamond tools when I finally get to that stage in the game. But it's not too bad though, it just makes it so I'm not going to be too overpowered. I mean, I already got really lucky with 3 parts legendary, 1 part diamond, and all these really crazy, insane enchants that I got on it from just the crafting tables. So now, before I leave the village, I was just thinking whether I should start planning out a bit more where I want to place the train station, and I'm wondering whether I should maybe either put the train station here and dig it slightly into the ground a bit, and then have it curve down around and go through the mountain slightly here, or whether I should like have it elevated up on the mountain a bit over here, and then have like a slight little path running up to it with a bit of a staircase here, and then have it start here, and then run along the side of this mountain here, going down around. Like, there's already a bit of a path leading up here that doesn't go anywhere, in 2 spaces actually, so this could be a good possibility, and then that leaves for room for expansion as well, when I want to finally start making this village a bit more of a town. Well, I'm still a long ways away from having to make that decision, so I'm just gonna push that off to the side and start working on figuring out how I'm gonna make these train tracks, because if I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty useless when it comes to create. I don't know much of what I'm doing. I essentially just tinker and figure stuff out as I go. It does suck a little bit that I'm going to be moving away from this path, because it did take forever to build and collect the resources, being a path made entirely out of coarse dirt and 3 blocks wide for the majority of it. But it sucks, and there's nothing you can do to get around the fact that it sucks, so I'm just gonna move on and act like it didn't take me 3 to 4 hours just to collect the resources alone. Alright, well, we're back at the base now. Oh, that's just great. That's a blood moon. God. These blood moons and this lunar system is really great, especially with the harvest moon. But it just kind of sucks. It just takes up time that I could be doing other stuff. I'm not gonna lie as well, the worst part about it is definitely this really irritating ambience that comes with it. I should probably mention this now before I get too far into the video as well, but I am using a mod pack called Better Adventure Plus. I don't know, I really like it. It's a pretty good mod pack. I mostly just like it because it adds a lot of content that doesn't feel too far off of vanilla. One of the more notable things it does as well is it slows down the progression of the game by a reasonable margin with his Adventure Z mod. That also is the reason why I have so many hearts on top of just some of the reforges that this armor has. But when you start off the game, you start with just 3 hearts, and you can't even mine stone, you can't mine coal, you can't get pretty much anything except for wood. You have to slowly progress your way through the game by getting XP and putting skill points into this. It makes the game feel slower without dragging it down to just a slow little, I don't know, drag, I guess you would say. And it's just a really fun way to add more depth and length to the game without making it drag on. I know that I've said drag like 100 times in this sentence, but there's really, no other way that you could describe it. But yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty good mod, so if you're into the more vanilla plus type of mods, it's definitely a good one that you should check out. I don't know if any of you guys see... I'm just gonna ignore that. I'll finish collecting my crops here and then I'll move into the barn and start working on some create stuff. There goes the windmill again. Alright, so here's where stuff is going to get really kind of confusing and slow down a lot. This is my little create area. I don't know why there's snow inside. But here's my little create area that I have set up. The very basics most of this stuff is. Down here, I haven't set it up yet because I didn't have the resources when I made this, but this is going to be an elevator going down to a second story. When I dug out this second floor, I kind of dug it out with the intention of having it to be used as a place that I can build bigger contraptions that require multi-stage processes. I think this might be the perfect space to put all this stuff to make the train tracks, because I have a feeling, looking at the recipe, that it is going to be quite a lengthy process. Looking at it now, it seems a lot more simpler than I remember. I remember this being really complicated. Why do I remember this being super complicated? I mean, I'm still going to build up a contraption to automate the process, like even breaking down the iron and zinc into nuggets and then crafting the slabs. But this just seems a lot more easier than I thought it was. Ah, here we go. I think this might have been what I was thinking of, the train casing. I'm going to need this to make the actual train itself less than the track. Yeah, it was definitely the train casing. I mean, look at all of this. Just to make one train casing, I need a brass casing, which is the easy part. The sturdy sheets is the hard part. I gotta create some sort of lava dispenser, and then put obsidian down and press it down twice to get a sturdy sheet. And to get the crushed obsidian, I need to make a crushing wheel to crush down obsidian into obsidian powder. That was actually really close enough. Oh god, you gotta be kidding me. Man. I'm not exactly the best when it comes to doing things like this in Create. I mean, I've only really seen very basic stuff from the mod. I don't really know much about it. This is spinning the wrong way. I mean, my knowledge of the Create mod stands as much as if you ask me how much I know about Create, I could probably tell you in one sitting. I'm pretty much just going to entirely use water wheels for this because I don't really feel like making a big ugly contraption bringing all of the power from the windmill down. I've been thinking about creating content on here for a while now, and I've actually tried it a few times, and every time I do, it just kind of doesn't really sit right when I make the content. Like, I have a picture in mind, I make the content, and it comes out, and I'm like, yeah, that's good, but I don't really like the amount of effort I put into it for what actually came out. And I just keep on thinking to myself, why do I always keep on coming back to wanting to do this? And I think it mostly just stems from the fact that I've been watching people do this since I was really little, right? Like, I've been watching YouTube since I was like 4 or something now at this point. And it's been one of those things that you look at it and you're like, yeah, I want to do that. That seems really fun. And I understand that it seems easy from the outside, but when you actually get into it, it's really not. And that's just something that pretty much everyone who talks about actually doing YouTube says. Like, I'm not trying to put myself in a position saying that, oh yeah, I'm really good at doing YouTube, that you should listen to what I'm saying, because obviously I'm not. I'm just some random bozo attempting to make something creative out of their gaming sessions. And I just keep on coming back to thinking, why do I keep on trying? Because every single time I get like 2 videos deep, and then I just kind of give up, or I just lose motivation. And it just takes a second for me to remember that it's less about actually trying to make it big, what I'm doing here. It's more about just trying to do something more with what I'm doing. Instead of just spending time wasting it just sitting here, I can instead be actually doing something that might lead to something, or at least add an extra step that makes it feel a bit more worthwhile, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like what a lot of people don't realize is that even though they start off just wanting to be big, as the time goes on and they see that it's a lot harder, they kind of just stop trying. And the people who stick around more do it for the hobby of it, the fun of it, than actually wanting to make it big. And truly, when it comes to what I'm doing here, I don't overly really care if it gains traction. I don't really care if people actually see it, or whether it's just gonna drift away into the endless void of videos that are on this platform. I'm more just doing it, again, because I just wanted something to do. Because I was looking at all the hours I was putting into playing this game, and I was thinking to myself, I'm doing all of this, playing all of this game, and I'm having fun, but I'm also kind of just feeling empty, like there's something I'm doing here, but I'm not gaining anything from it. And that's when I came across the thought that I might want to try out YouTube again for like the 3rd year in a row. And I thought about it and I'm like, nah, I shouldn't do it, because it never ends up going anywhere. And that's why this is kind of starting in the middle of my journey through this world instead of at the start, because I had that thought and I'm like, well, there's not really much of a point. But as I kept on playing the world, I started to realize what I was talking about earlier. I kind of want to do it just to add something more creative, an extra step into the process of the world. I don't know, I'm kind of rambling here, but I just figured it might be something important that I should probably bring up. And I don't say this trying to get pity points for myself, it's just one of those things that I want people to take into mind more often. Also, this is something that really annoys me. The lava spreads really far with this mod. Like, you can have like a tiny little source of lava over here, and then it be surrounded by cobblestone or something, and then the wood over there would catch on fire. And that's why I have this encased in stone and why it's all cracked, because that's also a separate thing that it does. And even after all of that, I still have to remove the lava every single time I'm done using it, otherwise it all sets on fire, and it's actually really irritating me. Alright, well, it works, is the important part. But I think I might just increase the speed a bit, because this is painfully slow. Well, I've been considering it for a second now. I think I might just leave it as a manual input for these nuggets, because otherwise it's just going to be like a big contraption, I imagine, that's going to take up a heap ton of extra space. Alright, but anyway, now onto the harder part, which is actually creating the train casing, as I said. And it wouldn't be too bad if it wasn't for these sturdy sheets where I have to pour the lava onto powdered obsidian and then press it twice. And I don't even know how to make one of these spouts, or how I'm even gonna get enough lava to supply it or whatever, because this is way further beyond anything I've ever done. Okay, I think now I have finally gotten the contraption to make one tiny little piece of the process done. This is actually a really cool system. I really like this. But now that I've got this, I can actually start making the contraption itself. Man, I just went for a lunch break, and now that I've come back, I am completely lost. I have no clue what I was up to before I left. Ah, that's a bit of a shame. Hopefully that didn't set back too much. Alright, well, I didn't lose that much progress. To what I can see, this should entirely work. So I think what I'll go and do now is I'll just go and get a little bit of obsidian and lava from the nether. Oh my fucking god! Bro! Did it just go into the nether? Oh no. There's a very high likelihood my game might crash going in here as well. Because it always seems to do that. Oh wait, this guy's a pushover. Hey, this guy sucks! Oh, that was kinda lame. I thought I had something to worry about. When I was looking through recipes in the Just Enough Items mod, I noticed that there was a way that you could turn magma into obsidian using the create stuff, and I think I might do that rather than mining actual obsidian, because obsidian takes a long time to mine, of course. And also, I feel like the magma is just a lot more of a renewable resource that I might just be able to get a lot quicker and easier without having to spend a lot of time doing it. I mean, right now I've already collected 2 stacks of magma, so that just proves my point exactly. Something I was thinking about earlier when I was emptying my inventory before coming out here is people seem to complain a lot about the inventory system in Minecraft, and that the inventory is too small, or that we need more stuff to put our stuff in, like a backpack in the base game. But I feel like once we start adding stuff like that, where we increase the stack sizes, we add backpacks, it starts feeling too far out for some people, and it starts feeling less like Minecraft, more like a different game. And I know that that's something that a lot of the updates have been getting lately, because especially with the Deep Dark and the Trial Chambers, people have been saying that it doesn't feel like Minecraft anymore. I disagree with those, because it's just new features. New features are always going to feel different. And then on that same track you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute, you just contradicted yourself. But the way I see it with the inventory system being smaller is it keeps you coming back to your base. You're not always just out on the go. You have to actually come back every now and then. So it keeps people needing to actually make their places. It keeps them needing to find places to store stuff. Because otherwise, then there would be no point to have a base realistically. Most people would just play the game by just exploring around and then having as much stuff in their inventory as possible. Which is fine for some people, and that's why there's mods that allow you to do that. But obviously, that's not what all people want to do. And I just feel like when people make big statements like that, where it's like, oh, we need to have these things, we need to have this, we need to have that, you need to think whether it's a type of thing that would affect the gameplay or just affect a very small feature that only you get affected by. Like, I was going to make an argument about needing more blocks to make more block pallets in Minecraft, and while they have been doing that for a while, it is pretty slow and they're missing a lot of stuff. Anyway, that's just like a little thought I had. Nothing really overly too detrimental if they do start doing more inventory updates. I mean, obviously, I don't care what you do with your game. You can add mods to make it certain that inventory updates can happen. You can add mods to make it so you can cheat if you really want. I don't really care. It's all about playing the game that you want to play it. On the topic of cheating as well, in games like Minecraft, I just think it's not exactly needed, and it kind of just ruins the game. Like, once you flick the switch and turn on cheats, there's no going back. So you can always just go into cheats and then cheat in more items. So say you turn it on one time just to cheat in a single item, or like a stack of, or like say to cheat in a stack of diamonds or something. You're just gonna forever keep on turning back to the cheats to go and do that, because you've opened that door. You've seen the possibilities with your mind, and now you're just like, oh yeah, well I've already done this, what's the hurt of doing it again? Yeah, I don't know. If I was to say one thing that was to be acceptable to be quote unquote cheaty, I guess you could say, is maybe keep inventory, because I can understand that people don't want to have to worry about losing all of their items that they've worked so hard for just because they made one tiny little mistake, or their game lagged and they got launched into lava or something. That's an acceptable cheat, but then again, as I said, that's like quote unquote, because I don't exactly find that a cheat realistically. That's more of just a different style of playing the game. And that loops us back around to that thing with the inventory management. It's just different ways that people like to play the game, different styles that people have, because obviously not everyone is going to enjoy making big contraptions like this, not everyone's going to enjoy making big farms like I have up there. Some people just want to explore, complete the game, complete it as quick as possible. And that's fine, you can play the game however you want, you can abuse villages if you want, you can completely skip every single part of the game except for just PvP if you really want to. Like, there's always going to be people who want to do that. Alright, let's hope that this works. Seems to be going fine. I think I might be overflowing the system a bit with the obsidian. Oh, there we go. There we go. Well, now that I've done a big harvest of all the crops and put them away, I'm gonna go figure out some sort of place to put the train station. While I was harvesting the crops, I was trying to figure out where I might want to put it, and I was thinking over there near where the path starts, but it's kind of just a big steep cliff face, and there's not enough space to put anything substantial. So I was kind of considering maybe putting it over here, on this unused gate entrance over here that I have. I mean, I even brandished it with my name and everything, so I should probably actually put it to some sort of use. But the only problem being is that it's a bit ugly. Like, it's got all of this basalt and all the calcite and gravel, but it should be fine. Like, it doesn't need to be pretty. Like, you can't expect everywhere to be perfect, and especially at a train station as well. I feel like train stations are very dirty places that never always exactly looking the best. Somewhere around here would be where I would put it, slightly off a little bit, just over here. I might even clear out a little zone where I might want to put it. Need a shovel. I shouldn't need nothing too big, like this would probably almost be about the size I'd want it as it is now, or at least nothing much more bigger. Just enough to fit the train itself in, and maybe a little bit of a waiting area, and probably a building to have like the station and the controls and anything I need for the create stuff in. As I said, probably about this size, maybe even just a tiniest bit bigger, pushing this back maybe to about here. And the only thing I don't know is, I don't know how I'm going to make it turn around, or whether I'm going to make it continue going through or whatever. I don't know, I haven't really thought about it too much. I think for the time being, I might have something going through around there later, but I think for the time being, I might just want to have it go a one-way track that just goes here to the village, and then to the village back to here. Yeah, as I said, I might just increase this a little bit where the train station is going to go, just give me a little bit extra space. Not too much, just a slight bit. Because the trains aren't too thick. I was going to pull them out, but I don't think I have any on me. The train tracks aren't too thick, so they shouldn't need overly that much space, but I do want to have enough area to fit a couple seats down, fit a little compartment for the train station stuff that I need to actually make it operational. Which again shouldn't be too big, but every tiny little step makes a bit of a difference. So one little detail that I might be adding is just something that I noticed whenever you look at train tracks. They always seem to be placed, like the rails, they always seem to be placed on gravel of some sort. And I think it would just be a nice detail to make it so that the entire track across has gravel underneath it, just giving it that extra tiny little bit of realisticness. I don't know, it might just be a small overachiever detail, or it might just even end up looking like crap, so I might have to remove it. But just every little detail that you can possibly add to a build, I find, even if it ends up looking bad, you can always just remove it. And if it doesn't and it looks good, then you just get an extra detail that adds more depth to the build and makes it better. If I were you, I would not take any building advice from me. I am absolutely horrible at building. Might even bring it down one more level, this train. Man, this is something that's really starting to get on my nerves. I don't know which mod it is. It's one of them. But for some reason, it's making it so that every single time, if I start breaking something and then press shift, it continues to hold that button. Like, I don't have my hands on the keyboard right now, or the mouse, and it is still mining. Like, if I move over here, it's still mining. And it's really starting to get on my nerves, because sometimes, like just then, it'll just tear through an entire chunk of area that I was just working on. And it just gets a bit infuriating sometimes, and it's, again, starting to get on my nerves. So if any of you guys know how to fix that, that would be a great help. Alright, isn't this just great? Working through the rain. Well, I ended up taking it a whole lot further back than I said I was going to. For this station, I think I'm going to make it out of bricks, mostly. Because whenever I look at bricks, I just kind of think of that a bit more rustic feel that you get on older stations and little stops and houses and stuff. I just think it's a really nice, underused block as well, too. And I know that because I underuse it a lot as well. And realistically, I should be using it a lot more, but I don't know. I just don't know how to use it very well. So I'm going to try and experiment a little bit and add a bit of bricks into my builds from now on. It's mostly just going to be this outer layer of bricks and then maybe like a bit of a slab staircase going up to it. So not very much with the bricks, but there's going to be something there. I might even end up switching these out for... There's these little copycat things that Create has, and it's just kind of quarter blocks that you can use. And I might switch those out, the slabs out for those, because they're going to look a bit better, but that can be a detail for later. I think I'll just add just a small, very basic roof over this. Doesn't need to be anything too special, like I don't need to make like a big intricate design for this station. I mean, not to sound like a broken record, I just don't want to make anything overly too special, nothing too intricate for this station. It just needs to be something simple that the train can sit at when I'm not using it. I feel like I might overuse this trick a little bit with the fence gates going a bit lower when you place them onto walls. It's just like a cheap detail that you can add that adds a lot to a build. That being said though, this is still missing something, and I want this to be a solid one. So I'm just deciding whether I want to add a fence post going up, or whether I just want to keep it a bit more open by adding a string there or something. I suppose I should probably build the roof on it first before I go and make a decision like that. I've gotten about halfway through this roof here, and now that I'm looking at it, I think it's a bit overdone with the bricks. I might fill the center in with like dark oak or something like that. Just something to break up the overwhelming amount of red. You know, I think it was the right call, but I think dark oak is a bit too dark. I might switch it out for spruce. Alright, well I think this is about as far as I'm going to take this little station. It's not overly too detailed, but I didn't really want it to be either. I didn't want to have some randomly out of place, super detailed building out in the middle of nowhere. If I was to make one criticism though, I think the bricks on the top and the bottom is a little bit too much. I might need to change it out for a different block at some point. But for the time being, I think I'm just going to leave it, because honestly, I don't really want to put any more time into this. I want to get to the actual train building, because that's the stuff that I'm really excited for. And from what I've seen, I can either just place them like this, which I might have to do for some sections, like for example here where I want it to be specific, or once I get to the end of here, I can click on here and then I can make it automatically calculate the turns for me like this. And you see, this is why I really like the create mod, because I feel like a lot of mods wouldn't do this and instead opt to just make the player place each and every single one of them, which kind of sucks realistically, because without computer being able to do this, it's not going to look as good. It's going to be really janky. It's going to be like just this the entire way along, and it would just look absolutely horrible. So I'm really glad that the create mod allows you to just do it automatically. Man, I can already tell that this is going to be an expensive process. I've already gone through half a stack of these tracks, and I've barely even scratched the surface of what I'm doing here. I've been wanting to get into producing music for a while now. Because I've seen a few people on YouTube doing it. One in particular was Sam. I've seen doing it a while ago. You might know who he is. He's decently large. It just seems like a really fun hobby to do, and because I'm a bit of a musician myself, like I dabble in a bit of live performance here and there, particularly through school, I just think it would be an extra way that I could use those expertise and knowledge that I have through that division. So I've been looking into how to get started and what softwares to use, and a lot of people seem to be using FL Studio to be doing this music production, and I was actually at the stage where I was about to purchase FL Studio as well, but then my music teacher through school was telling me about Ableton because that's what he uses, and he was saying that it just seems to be a lot better than FL Studio and all this stuff, and I don't think he's necessarily wrong, but it's just whenever I look at it, it just seems to not necessarily worse, it's just that the UI seems a lot more dated, and even though it's new, it just seems, I don't know what the term would be, but it just seems kind of old, I guess you could say. So I've been having a bit of a back and forth between whether I want to get FL Studio or what, and it's kind of been the only thing that's stopping me from actually starting the music production. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if anyone has actually had experience with either or both of them and could possibly even help me with it, that would be great. Well, I came back to come and make some train tracks, and I definitely do not have enough resources to make the rest of them, so I'm going to have to go on a big old mining trip to collect some of the resources. Ooh, I found I found one of the modded geodes. Huh, look at that, level Z level up. I think I'm going to keep on putting the points into farming so I can unlock the diamond axe and hoe now. Ooh, did I leave anything in here? Yes, I did. Power 5? Alright, well, I think that's my cue to leave. Alright, well, I think I got enough zinc to last me a lifetime now, so I think I might just mine a heap ton of andesite and then get out of here. Alright, well, that should surely be enough andesite, so hopefully I don't have to go mining again and I can just build the track to my heart's desire. Alright, well, I just set this thing up with enough resources to make about a full chest of rails, so I'm hoping that if I just leave this be and go and get some lunch, then when I come back it should be good to go. Alright, well, I left it running for quite a while now, and I just checked just now. I got an achievement for producing 1,000 train tracks. Sure, it should be fine for a while, and as a matter of fact, I think I might actually remove this so that no more can be produced for a bit. At the moment, I'm going to be digging the tunnel 7 wide. I just don't know whether that's going to be wide enough to make it work, because I might need to make it a bit wider depending on which design I choose for the train. As for the height though, I'm thinking maybe about 8 tall, because I think I might want to add a little bit of an exhaust pipe on the top of it, just for the aesthetics more than anything. Before I get too far ahead of myself, I think I might go and build the train so I actually know how tall it is, because I don't want to get through the entire building process of the tunnel just to have to go and dig it all up because the train doesn't fit through. Okay, so I did just do a little bit of research, and it appears the best way I'm going to be able to do this is by making 2 separate trains, so then one can be facing forward and one can be facing backwards, because in Create there isn't actually a way to flip the trains unless if you disassemble them. Yeah, so as you can see, this is pretty fucking ugly, and honestly, I'm gonna just copy one off the internet, because I cannot build a train. This shit is hard, man, trust me. Okay, before I get any further in the video, I just want to show massive appreciation to MadenPlay. He's on the screen right now. This is the video of his that I followed, and honestly, if I didn't follow his tutorial, the final result of this train would have looked so bad. I mean, you've seen what it was gonna be. So, honestly, go check him out. Really helped the process here. And yeah, I just wanted to show appreciation. I'm going to go back to the video now. Alright, well I finally finished up with this thing, and I did use a design, as I said, from the internet by this guy on YouTube called MadenPlay. He's pretty cool, so you should go and check him out. Now, this is a design for a passenger train, and I suppose this would be coming out to a location like this, you would expect more of a freight train carrying crates for produce and whatnot. I couldn't find a good design that I liked that wasn't too ridiculously expensive. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make the track continue going out this way and then act as if this is just one of the stops on its long path through a few villages. But regardless, the train is done now, and that's the important part. So if I take you on the inside real quick, in these places right here where there's empty gaps, that would be where the train controls are going to go, but I haven't crafted those yet, so once I craft those they'll be going in. But I think now the train is done, so before I move it or anything, I'm pretty sure I have to glue the entire train down. The only thing now is that I need to actually make the train control block before I detach it from the rail. Okay, so I have just fed the machine enough materials to do 2 runs, so I'm hoping, if I just go one at a time actually, because I don't want to overload the machine, I'm hoping that it should work. Okay, first part successful. By the looks of it, that worked. And that it did. Alright, I just need to hope that it works the same the second time. Alright, good. I got 2 successfuls in a row. I didn't have to repeat, which is good because I didn't plan enough resources to do repeats. Put these 2 train casings, the 2 levers, and the 2 precision mechanics, and that's the 2 train controls that I need. Now that I have these 2 train controls, I should just be able to place them down in the train, and it should be operational. There we go. The train is complete. And this is cool. Aww. This is so bad looking. I mean, it could be worse. Oh, it's terrible, no. See, whenever it goes on a bend, it just absolutely falls apart. What is that? Okay, well, I think I might just fix this up and then leave it at that for the day. Huh, I didn't even notice. I got a level up in level Z. Must have happened at some point while I was fighting mobs at night. Well, I suppose I've been putting it off for a minute. I should probably actually kill this raid. Uh-oh. Ooh, another totem of undying. Should probably actually fix up my pickaxe before I get too far ahead of myself. These pickaxe defects are starting to get to me, so I think I might try and craft one that doesn't have any defects on it. And there we go. That's a good one. Well, this is incredibly slow, and if I want to have any chance of getting this video out when I want to, I'm going to need a bit of a speed boost. So, I've been considering it, and I think I'm going to have to go and fight the Wither, get a beacon, because otherwise there's just no way I'm actually going to mine this out in 3 days, which is when I plan to get this video out. So, I think that's what I'm going to go do. I think I'm going to go fight the Wither, get a beacon, and hopefully then I can insta-mine this stuff, and it's going to be way quicker. I'm gonna need to go and get XP before I do this. Oh, look at that. Level Z level up. I think I'm 1 point away from unlocking the diamond axe now. Ooh, there's another ancient city here. I think I might leave that for another time though. And that's the diamond axe unlocked. That's actually really good. I've been waiting to use diamond axes for a while now. Well, that isn't supposed to be fucking happening, is it? Alright, now that we've got that XP, we can finally repair the armor. Alright, epic. Now I just need to go and get some soul sand from the nether. Oh, that should be enough. And as one final upgrade, I'm going to finally put this Power 5 book on my bow. And now it's pretty much maxed out. The only thing it could need is maybe punch. Alright, well I do already have the wither skulls from a while back, so now I'm just gonna... Alright, well I'm gonna head pretty far away so that I don't destroy the area around my base. Tell you what is being destroyed though, my frames. What is over here? What is happening? And look at that, day 300 as well. What perfect timing. Okay, this is too laggy. I can't fight the wither like this. I'm gonna have to turn down some of these settings. Alright, well this is it. I'm about to summon the wither. Hopefully it doesn't destroy too much of this land because I might want to use it for something at some point. It might be a good little city import town or something, I don't know. But hopefully it doesn't destroy it too much. And obviously I could just fight it underground, but that kind of defeats the purpose. Alright. Here we go. Hopefully it's not going to be too bad. With all of this armor and stuff I have, it should be pretty easy actually. Oh my god. Okay, he does actually hit pretty hard. God, he's such a spammer. He's already at half health though. Oh, the frames! Loser. Oh wait. I have to hit him with my sword now, don't I? Oh, the stupid shift thing. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, the stupid stun effect is actually getting really annoying. And there he is. He's dead. Game almost crashed as well. Oh, that was actually surprisingly damage free. He didn't really do that much damage. I mean, there's the big crater where he spawned, but that's about it. Oh, we got a wither head. And a bag. Wait, what's in the bag? A wither sword. Is that better than the diamond sword? I think once you take away the sharpness, I think it is. Wait, is that better than a netherite sword as well? No, not quite. I don't think so. With a 100% chance to inflict withering though, it might actually be. Looking at this though, there is still one thing that I could get from it that I didn't actually get. Regardless though, I got the main prize of the nether star, so that's great. Alright, here we go. The obsidian, the nether star, the glass, and there it is. Huh. I can't use this yet. Oh, that's like at least 20 levels away. I don't even have a single point into luck yet. And I still need an extra 2 on top of that just to be able to mine it. But regardless, I'll still craft it. But that is really irritating. And before I accidentally place it, can't pick it back up, I'm going to put it away. The only thing I can think to do now, because I'm not going to dig any of that tunnel without the beacon, because that's just going to take way too much time. So the only thing I can think to do now is just go and absolutely pulverize that ancient city I found and get every single last drop of XP it has for me, and hopefully that gets me somewhere close to level 20 in luck. Well, this is the first of many levels I'm going to need, and they're all going into luck. Okay, so here's the plan. Scavenge every single chest possible, and break as many shriekers as possible while I'm at it. And then we clear the entire place for every single drop of skulk there is. So fast, holy! Level up number 2. Okay, well I think I've cleared all the shriekers now, so I can just start going to town through this entire city, and hopefully it's going to be enough XP. That's level 4. That's level 7. Level 12. That's level 16, 4 more to go. Diamonds. Ooh, last level on some diamonds. Well, I thought it was the last level, but then I just remembered I need more for mining, so I need to do even more, which is just fabulous. Oh, last level as I spawned a warden. That's great. Oh, finally done. That was just an hour straight of mining skulk. I'm so done, man. I don't like this idea I just had, but I kind of want to get 1 more point so that I can get 20 out of 20 on the mining. I did it. I went for the last level. That's really clean now though, because now I've got 3 things that are maxed out. Man, I'm so done. I can finally leave this stupid cave, bro. I've been here for an hour and a half. It sucks. It's been like 6 in-game days since I actually fought the Wither and got the beacon, and I can only just now finally place it. I forgot that I need like 6 stacks of blocks as well. Oh, come on, bro. And there we go. There it is. The most ugliest beacon made of as many blocks as I could scrap up. Is it gonna work? There we go. Look at that. Look at all the extra details with the particles flying up. That's sick. But now the main prize, haste 2. And I'm hoping now paired with the efficiency 5 on my pickaxe, I can insta-mine the stone in here and increase the speed of this process by a lot. And here's the moment of truth. Was all that for nothing? Does it not insta-mine cobblestone? Am I tripping or something? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No, it's only regular stone. Oh. Nah, that's it. I'm done, bro. I can't take any more of this. I'm gonna leave that shit for tomorrow, man. Alright, well, I've been sitting here staring at this beacon for a while now, and honestly, it's really starting to annoy me. I spent all that time yesterday in the hopes that I'd be able to insta-mine the cobblestone. But of course you can't. I mean, as you can see, it's pretty friggin' slow. I mean, if I go to the regular stone, it's insta-mine, of course. But most of it is actually cobblestone and not stone. So I think I'm just gonna have to make a few really short tunnels instead of like 1 or 2 really long ones, in the hopes that I can just mostly go on land. That's fine though, because I wasn't exactly planning on making the entire track underground. Because if I was, that would be a bit devastating, because I would not dig through this entire mountain. Like, this is... But the village is about like 1,000 blocks this way. I'm not going that far. So I think I'm just gonna make it wrap around and come out over here somewhere. Regardless though, I've still got a long ways to go before I even start to consider leaving the mountain. So I'm just gonna get to mining, and hopefully I can get some sort of progress done in the next hour or so. Finally had a stretch of mostly stone. It's so good. Look at it. I can insta-mine it. Isn't it beautiful? That's surprising. Gotta level up in level Z. This is fun. There's a big hole going straight through to the ceiling. This is starting to prove to be a bit of a hassle. This entire area is made entirely out of falling blocks. It's gonna take a long time, and then after that as well I have to go and fill it all back in. I mean, I don't understand it. If I can insta-mine regular stone like it's nothing, then I should easily be able to insta-mine cobblestone. I mean, thinking about what it actually is, it's literally just loose rubble form of the thing that I'm insta-mining, so I should without a doubt be able to actually insta-mine it. It's actually getting really infuriating. It's so slow. Before I get any further, I should probably actually test, make sure it fits through, and I'm hoping it does because I really don't want to rebuild again. I've tested this part already, it does fit through. Barely, but it does. The only part I'm scared about is this next part, where I start declining. Ooh, she's pretty tight, but I think it's just gonna make it. I mean, it's very tight, but it makes it, and that's the important part. And that makes me really happy because now I don't have to rebuild. There's not much more to go. I've just got to punch through this wall and then I should be in a big open clearing. And then that's the majority of the job done. really let the farm get away from me here. I don't even think I've taken a break from actually building the track in a long time now. It's a very welcomed change of pace though. I just took my shield off and it is so much nicer to look at now. Oh, I shouldn't take too large of a break. I should probably get back to it now. Alright, well my supply of tracks has finally run dry, which is honestly surprising because I thought I was going to get maybe half the distance with what I had. But regardless, I'm going to go craft some more and take a lunch break, and hopefully when I get back I can complete the rest of the track. There should be plenty of rails for the time being. Alright, well I'm hoping that what I have is going to be enough to let me finish the rail. The only thing is that it might take a while because I have to actually terrain the place. Alright, so I just scoped it out in replay mod, and I think I know what path I'm going to take for this, because I'm going to start a second tunnel here and start going through the mountain. This one is going to be a lot more longer than the last one, so hopefully it's going to be mostly stone along the way so that I can insta-mine it. I'm essentially going to go straight forward on this diagonal here, and then I'm going to turn off just as it comes close to exiting the mountain. Going to turn off with a curve and then come straight in, and then the station itself is actually going to be embedded slightly into the mountain. So this tunnel is going to take a lot longer than the other one as well. So I'm just going to grind it out as much as possible, take it big chunk at a time, probably leave the bricks to last because that's going to be the longest process. And most importantly, I'm going to need to make a whole lot more tracks because I'm already out of tracks again. The only thing I'm a bit iffy on is how the entrance is going to look being on a diagonal, because it already looked kind of strange when it was on a straight. So I'm just hoping it's not going to look too odd when it's on a diagonal. Before I did this though, I decided to go back and fix up some of the parts in the track that I messed up, and I would have shown more of it, but for some reason my recording decided to look like this, which obviously I can't put in the video because it looks horrendous. So unfortunately all that effort I put into fixing up the rail is going to go unshown, but you'll see what I did to it eventually. Anyway, I'm going to go back to doing the tunnel now. god, I broke my pickaxe. I was muted, but I just got a legendary diamond pickaxe. And perfect enchantments on it too. Honestly, this is actually really good. And then I can just merge it with one of these ones to get the rest of the stuff. Alright, with this final track, the tunnel is finally done. Oh my god, that took so long, you don't even understand. It's 12 o'clock at night, it's tomorrow now, what am I doing? I'm going to sleep. I'm starting a little bit later today, it's 9 PM at the moment, and honestly, after last night staying up till 12 to finish the tunnel, I was not playing Minecraft all fucking day again. Anyway, I'm just going to take it easy and I'm just going to build the train station today. It's just going to be a small station embedded into the wall, as I said yesterday, and hopefully it shouldn't take too long, because I don't want to play Minecraft until 12 again. The end is finally in sight. The only thing I've got left to do is build the passenger carriage for this train, and I'm gonna probably extend this a little bit further so that when the train pulls up, the passenger carriage is actually lining up with this instead of the main driver carriage. But anyway, I'm gonna continue following MadenPlay's tutorial, and I'm not gonna show it out of respect for his content, so if you want to see the tutorial, you're gonna have to go and look at his channel and find it through there. So I'm going to go build this carriage and then extend the tunnel, and when I'm done, I think we'll go take the train for a test drive. Okay, so I finished up with the carts now. If I just do a quick little tour through, I pretty much copied the first carriage word for word, block for block from the video, but then I kind of modified a bit of the second carriage, just changing the colors really, and then the third carriage was completely my design, mainly just because I wanted somewhere to store all of my stuff when I'm taking it over to the village, this stuff being the crops that I'm taking over. Regardless, I really like this design, so if you want to build a train and create and you're lacking creativity like I was, then definitely go and check out MadenPlay, because not only does he have this absolutely amazing train that I built, he's also got thousands of other designs and train stations and whatnot. But anyway, I think I'm going to call it here, and I reckon next time I'll probably start transforming this village, making it look a bit better, maybe a bit more in theme with this train station. Anyway, thanks for watching. This was actually a really fun video to make, and I look forward to making more stuff like this in the future, so definitely tune in if you like the video.